Gulab, written by Annie Zaidi. It was a warm day. Too warm for me at any rate. I was sweating all over. I sweat a lot, especially when I walk. My face and head are soaked, as if I've just stepped out of a shower fully clothed. That morning, I had been walking for less than 5 minutes, and my shirt was already damp. For one faithless moment, I stopped and allowed myself to think. What was I doing here? What was the point? But I shook off the thought at once, palming away a rivulet of sweat from my nose. It was disloyal to even think such a thought. After all these years, when the last page had finally been turned, now I had to go in and bury the book. I gritted my teeth, shook my head defiantly, and I swore to say a proper goodbye to Saira. It was long overdue. With the telegram in my pocket and a bunch of Rajnigandha flowers in my hands, I walked towards our much-awaited rendezvous. I remember thinking that it was a pity the day was this hot. The flowers would never open up in the soft, dewy morning as I had imagined. The delicate white buds would start to shrivel up and die before they even reached her. Then the thought crossed my mind that perhaps this was how it was meant to be. I also felt foolish for coming dressed in a formal black suit. I could have worn a white kurta pajama. That would have made it tolerable, and the funeral was already over. But somehow, it seemed right to wear black, to make it clear that I was also in mourning. Now I was at the graveyard, but I had to take off the black coat. It was an unbelievably hot afternoon. It wasn't yet March, but the sun was blazing away, as if it was May already. Not that I remember much about being out in the afternoons during May. I have not spent much time outdoors, at least not for the last 10 years. There was no longer any need for me to step out in the sun. Money. It makes you soft, doesn't it? Some people say the opposite, that money makes you hard. It did make her father hard. Things would have been so different if he had been a softer man. Or if he had had a little less money. Then he wouldn't have been able to afford that overpriced girls' boarding school. They ran it like a maximum security jail. If only Saira hadn't left our co-ed school, we would have had a few more years together. Maybe I would have found the courage to run away with her as soon as she turned 18. Maybe we would have run away to my village.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?